Hey, what's going on, dudes and dudettes, and welcome back to another exciting and probably one of the most challenging perfect grades that I have built to date. But with that challenge comes excitement, and this Gundam series definitely made a big impact here in the West. And as a whole, made us rethink on what a robot franchise can really be, and that's none other than the 1/60th scale perfect grade W-GUNDAM ZERO custom build. And without further ado, let's get to it. So after scouring through the eBay purchases for 2.5 months, I finally found the perfect grade to work with, but really shocked me enough was the original price tag for this kit, which, happy to report, I did not spend that much on the kit. But as we look through the box, we notice that it gives you a brief introduction on what you can do for action poses for the perfect grade. But inside this perfect grade box, you get not only one, but two instruction manuals. And in the first manual, it's basically an introduction of what you can expect when you build this Gundam. Whether it's down to how the LED lights work, does it come with a figurine, how the shoulder manipulators work, as well as accessories. On the following page, it gives you a brief introduction of how the interframe work, as well as a color guide if you want to do some custom painting yourself. As for the last 3 pages, it gives you a brief breakdown on what they went through creating the Zero frame for the Wing Gundam, as well as a handful of illustrated drawings showing you how they do in the developing process of the inner frame from the ground up. And on the last page, here's Mr. Hikaru himself, who does the voice acting for Hero in Gundam Wing. As for the final manual, I'm going to personally tell you guys right here and now, if this is your very first perfect grade, stop. And the reason for that is it's very simple. If you're not familiar with how to work with electrical wiring or know what goes to positive and negative, or don't know how to work with the limited electrical wire that comes with this kit, you're going to run into a slew of problems. But if you build the kit just as is, you'll be totally fine. Now you're probably asking yourself, where's the decals? Got you guys covered. And with a few clicks away, you can find yourself a custom made decals on eBay. As for this final material box, this is pretty much going to be housing the die-cast metal parts for the joints, hips, as well as the torso to help create stability for this Gundam when you build it. You get a handful of springs that are going to be used primarily for the wing sections on the Gundam, as well as a hefty amount of rubber feathers which are going to be used primarily for the wing section, and no old school Gundam is not complete without a plethora of screws, because let me tell you, there's a lot on this one. And as for the last bit, the main torso area is rubber to create more flexibility in the main core area. Now before I get started assembling this head, I wanted to double check to see if the LED lights that came with this kit still function after being dormant for 18 years, and unfortunately, they don't work. But thanks to the good folks at Evans Designs, they got me covered, so I'll be rocking with a chip LED light for the eyes, as well as an additional chip LED light for the back rear camera for the head. As for the last LED light replacement, I'm going to be rocking a 3mm Evans Design breathing LED light. I normally don't talk through the speed builds, I kind of just let the whole thing play out, but I felt that this part's very crucial to explain how I pulled off this effect. So, first and foremost, I always apply primer onto the piece that I plan on doing custom painting. Then I grab some Tamiya TS21 gold spray paint, let that sit for about 20 to 30 minutes. And once that paint is set and dry, you want to apply Tamiya's Clear Orange X26 very lightly. You don't want to apply too much of the clear orange because otherwise it'll just come out looking like metallic orange, and that's not the effect I want. dudes and dudettes, as this video is wrapping up, I want to give you guys my 2 cents on what I thought about the kit, whether you should consider purchasing or not. And right off the bat, this kit was fun. It's always such a cool throwback to building a kit that was made in like the late 90s versus what's made in the new 20s. And it gives you a greater appreciation of building these perfect grades as a whole. So that's like one of the most positive things I can really say. It has great articulation, as always, for a perfect grade. Tons of accessories, which is pretty much a beam saber and a beam assault rifle. Nothing too crazy. But if there is one thing that I truly want to give advice for anyone that's considering purchasing this kit, don't buy the older versions, buy the newer ones. Granted, the newer ones have that weird pearlescent, translucent look. To do some custom painting, you'll be just fine. Because what I had issues with this kit, a lot of the plastic key areas ranging from the wings as well as the legs were breaking apart, and I'm pretty sure that has to do with just years upon years of plastic fatigue. So do yourself a favor, just buy the newer one. But all I can say, dudes, is man, this kit was a real treat to build. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Gundam Wing. I mean, that's probably going to offend a lot of other people, but I didn't get into building Gundam or liking Gundam until I saw W-GUNDAM, but having to build this perfect grade from the ground up has given me a greater appreciation to probably build other variants of the Gundam Wing mobile suits that still exist, but only time will tell. But other than that, dudes, thank you guys so much for watching this video and checking this out, and stay tuned next month because I have another perfect grade that you guys are probably looking forward to seeing being built. And until then, I'll catch you guys later.